She lands 1 metre from a gun store, 15,288 from a library, realises her compatriots speak a broken sort of language and walks for an hour to the nearest church. Joan asks priest for direction. Priest in his Nike trainers does not recognise her prayer. She stands in front of the court. She asks in stitched together syllables why they hold her here. Blonde man in front row of jury scoffs. She asks if it is an offence to wear men's clothing and receives a reply in metaphor she does not understand. It was never the clothing. There is nothing wrong with you, but to exist in the presence of children. See Salem resurrected. Joan at the centre of a fragmented /pine. They're saying she's lost it. Couldn't possibly be hearing wisdom from heaven when she can barely read the KJV. She wonders if her last rites are loud enough to be heard over the amber licks and shutter clicks, and decides it would have been easier to exist 600 years ago. The state apologises. Had they realised she was a saint to begin with, they never would have treated her this way. Are you listening? I want to have a conversation about cats, ginger cats. I want to have a conversation with ginger cats, about the birds they bring in and the soil that is left on the carpet. I need them to understand that clay soil stains ivory carpet, and my mother refuses to let go of her dead relative's crockery. Even when it is collecting dust, I want to have a conversation about swing sets covered in tarpaulin, about tarpaulin. I want to have a conversation about tarpaulin, used to carry and cover the floor of a car to take bodies' branches to the tip. I want to have a conversation about bodies. I want to have a conversation about rotting bodies, about bodies rotting in the boot of a car. I want to have a conversation about leaves, about the leaves that are left on the branches, about the leaves that are stretching towards some form of God, and the roots. I want to have a conversation with the roots and the shoots before they have decided to become separated from one another. What makes them want to become separated from one another? I want to have a conversation with the roots that have rejected photosynthesis for carbon-dense soil. I want to have a conversation with the carbon. In those seconds, minutes, days, and hours before dying, I want to have a conversation about soil. About the soil in my primary school, the one we used to excavate to try and find worms. And the soil near the churchyard, the one with all the buried confetti, and the soil near the gravestone, but not the soil near the coffin, the soil near the skeleton, the one that works its way through the ribs of a once flesh thing and sees the same view that the heart must once have seen. I want to ask the soil. I ask the soil. Now that it is the thing that separates what a thing it is to die, I want to have a conversation about death. I want to have a conversation about dying, but instead we will talk about the soil that cushions the corpse, about the worm that feeds on the carbon, about the roots that stretch towards heaven, and the bird that nests in the branches, and the bird that eats the worm, and the cat that drags the bird in and leaves soil on my carpet that I can't get rid of. No matter how many times I shake and vac, no matter how many times I vacuum, I just can't get rid of it. I want to have a conversation about death because I just can't get rid of it. But instead, we will talk about cats. One of these days, she says, I am going to turn myself inside out. Flip my marrow to coat my bones, let my blood cushion my veins, some form of reverse warming. I am going to be invisible, she says. If I turn myself inside out, then my skin will be hidden beneath flesh. Would you wear your t-shirts with the seams up? He asks. I'd wear my dresses the right way round. Let the tulle and chiffon flow over my hypodermis, my neurons would tingle. I don't get it, he says. Of course you wouldn't, she replies. If I could turn myself inside out, I could wash myself clean of this flesh and grow myself a new one, unobserved. Don't interrupt the silence, she says. I love you so much. Silence feels like heaven with you. I am sick of being loved. I want to repel everyone who once called me lovable, let my blooded skin taste rotten on their tongues. Why are you acting like this? It would take far more than ugliness for me to desert you. You are not hearing me. I have seen the underneath of your eyelids. I have seen the scars you let out only in the dark. I am no fool. You are not listening. I want to roar so loud my chest split open, spread pomegranate seeds over paving slabs. I will stitch you back together. No smothering will quieten my cries. Let there be a chasm from my chest to my belly for thunder to flee. He says, come. The night is young. Let's dream of a future. There are only nightmares. Let me become dark matter and consume everything that bleeds. I hope that she is as pretty as Campanelli, and her hair is curly like tagliatelle, and when you boil it, it unravels. God, I've described a future partner like spag bowl, but she'll have all the sauce, and she'd be the finest bolognese I'd ever come across. I hope that she has a glint in her eye, 2 brain cells, at least. One of us has to try, and I hope that if I am the fusilli she chooses, she'll know I'll always be the one who loses at video games. But look, here, no more surprises. I can demolish a good mac and cheese. Yes, I'm violently lactose intolerant. Should avoid Alfredo, and though it's simply Stella, I'll stick to tomato. So maybe I'm not like penne. More like Moltagliati, and she won't be square-shaped, more like Fiori. But I hope that I don't move too fast past her. And if I happen to be what she's after, then she'll probably tie my stomach in gnocchi and be a lantern when the sky is all foggy. And I hope that she knows she's loved down to her core, so whatever she needs, I'll be there with orzo. And I'll be there for her if she ever feels cannelloni. And with her, I'll be warm like minestrone, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing better than her. She'll win every time against lasagna, because she'll be a legend, a winning Farfalle. Riccioli, Ricciolini, Ricciotelli will always come second, no matter what day. And I'll love her until we've passed away.